Go for it.
Cool. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Essential Oils Made Easy class. So we may still be waiting on a few other people, but while we settle in, a couple of things, please, if you would, take a minute to put in the chat your name and where you're joining us from. Also, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer this evening, we would love to, they might be things that would get answered anyway, or they might not. So we'd love to know where you are most curious to learn. And then, you will be muted during class, but there will be time. You can always type in the chat any questions that come up during class. And we will also have time at the end of class for a question and answer session. So hold on to your questions if they don't get answered. Also, we are going to be doing giveaways. So be sure to participate so that you get included in the drawing. Because, who doesn't love a raffle? And then the last thing I want to say before we dive in is if you are able to, oh, good. There's Christy. I know that I didn't see your face before. It makes it so much fun to be able to see everybody's faces. So if you're able to turn on your video during this class, it feels good to feel like we're all together, real human to real human. So with that being said, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Mary Bartu Jacobson, and I am living in Portland, Oregon. Originally, I'm from Minnesota, and I've been using oils for about 5.5 years now, and teaching about them the whole time and having amazing experiences right along the way. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is to teach about these beautiful little bottles of joy. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Mandy.
Thanks. I'm Mandy, and I've been using doTERRA oils for actually over 8 years, but I've only been teaching about them for about the last 3. I'm also from Portland area. I'm in Beaverton, a little suburb, and yeah, I'm just super excited to be here.
Awesome. And I'm Emily, and I love this community dearly. It's one of my favorite things, filled with some of my favorite people in the world. So I'm so glad we can all be here tonight. And I am a holistic health coach. Actually, I will be certified in like 2 weeks. My last test is next week, which is crazy. And I will be a certified holistic health coach. And my biggest focus is on essential oils for wellness and optimal living and energy and hormone balancing and all kinds of things that we will go into a lot of tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. I am so grateful that you guys are all here. Okay, yeah, I think Mary, you did an awesome job. Okay, let me just take this. So you guys, we're gonna actually alternate between all 3 of us. All 3 of us tonight are like, we're gonna teach this class. And that's kind of how we roll in this community, because we want to, the goal I think for everyone is just complete empowerment of their health and wellness. And this is something that anyone can do. Many of us have really started working with doTERRA for the health reasons, but we've even created incomes out of it, and we'll actually talk about that a little bit more at the end. We have a pretty awesome collection of people, and hence the 3 of us like coming right at you. So the goal of this class is to completely empower you. We want to go over 3 cool things that you may not know about essential oils, 3 ways to use them in your house, and we're going to talk about why doTERRA in particular, and then how to get oils in your home. And by the way, if you have an oil handy, I'd love to kick off our classes. I have oils handy everywhere. Grab an oil and go ahead and just pull it out and use it, whatever one you want. And if you do, And if you're able to let us know in the comments what you pulled out, please share, because we all love to know that as well. Mary, you want to kick it off?
All right, I'll do it. So the 3 cool things about essential oils. First of all, they're safe. They're 100% natural and safe. This means there are no side effects and never any addictive qualities to the oils. So when you're using these oils, you can feel really good about using them with children, with older folks, with pets, because they are 100% pure, and they're just extract from plants, and they have amazing health benefits. So these extracts from plants actually are about 50 to 70 times, depending on the oil, more powerful than the herbal counterpart, right? So for example, if you have a bottle of peppermint handy, grab it. And if you put 1 drop of peppermint oil in your hand, just 1 drop, sometimes 2 or 3 or 5 come out, and you're like, whoa! So that 1 drop, go ahead and inhale it. That's the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. I have tested this. I have made myself a cup of tea and accidentally put in 3 drops, and wow, it was too much. It was way too much. So that 1 drop is going to go a long way. And they are, with that peppermint that's on your hand, go ahead and either like rub it on your chest, or if you happen to be in the Philippines where it was super duper hot, go ahead and rub it on the back of your neck, and just notice the cooling sensation you get. So the oils that doTERRA provides are certified pure therapeutic grade, which really means that they are no fillers, no additives, no nothing, but 100% pure oil. There's no pesticides or herbicides or just nothing toxic or chemical used anywhere along the way. And they are super potent because they're very, very rigorous about the way that they go about distilling, and making sure that the farmers who are doing the distilling and harvesting are really conscientious about making the purest possible oil for us. So checking in with wherever you put that peppermint on, you might find yourself feeling a little extra energized right now. You might find that, wow, you can breathe a lot more easily. It's definitely known for promoting clear breathing. It really cools the body, whether that's because you're hot because of the temperature, whether you're hot because you happen to be, maybe, for example, 47, and maybe going into, perimenopause, or even if you or someone in your household has a fever. It doesn't get rid of a fever, because actually you probably know, because you guys are smart folks, a fever is a really great way for the body to like kind of cook out anything that is like a virus or bacteria in the body. So we don't want to totally wipe out a fever, but it will help mitigate the effects of the fever so you're not as uncomfortable. It's an amazing one for any kind of head discomfort, any tension in your head, any discomfort. So I love peppermint. Does anyone, if you have, as we go through class, and if we're talking about particular oils, if you have experiences with any of these oils, please go ahead and type them in the chat, because that is the most fun, to hear people's stories about them.
Pero no te ves tú?
So the next thing I want to talk about is, so that was the first cool thing. Now the second cool thing about essential oils is that they are effective. Oh, so very effective. They're actually often more effective than other things that we turn to address our health concerns. So do we have any medical professional? Oh, I know, Mandy, you're a medical professional. professional. We may have some other medical professionals. So bear with me because I'm just going to like simplify it down to the ABCs. Okay, good. Okay, the pressure's off.
You're fine.
So let's just say that this is a cell, right, in your body. And what happens with a cell, the way that our body protects that cell is there's this oily membrane on the outside of the cell. Now, threats to our well-being come from the outside of the cell in the form of bacteria and the inside of the cell, which is in the form of a virus, right? So if you go to your doctor and you try and, you know, if you're not feeling well and you're going for something bacterial, your doctor is going to prescribe antibiotic, which is probably going to work, but it's also probably going to wreak havoc on other parts of the body, right? You'll have to do a lot of rebuilding of your gut biome, and you know, it might just kind of leave you vulnerable to other things that are coming, because it just goes and kills everything in its path. But it is hopefully going to address that particular bacteria as well. Now, if you've got something happening on the inside of the cell, if you've got a viral infection, the thing about modern medicine is that it is water-based. It's water soluble. Oil and water don't mix, right? So that oily membrane on the outside of the cell, that it can't penetrate into the cell. So modern medicine actually cannot do anything about a virus, as we are learning, right? We're very, very aware of that at the moment. The cool thing about essential oils is they're oil. So oil can penetrate that oily membrane and actually get inside the cell and help your cells do what they do naturally, which is defend themselves, right? So they can just get in there and help your body get rid of that virus and tell the body not to replicate that particular virus. So one of the oils that we love to turn to for this particular reason is OnGuard, right? That's our immune supporting blend. And it does such an amazing job of keeping us healthy. And so that's the second cool thing, that the oils are oftentimes more effective rather than less effective than modern medicine. And the third cool thing about essential oils is that it's interesting. Oftentimes we hear people say, oh, but they're so expensive. But I invite you to go back to that one drop of peppermint that we experienced, and just thinking about how that one drop is often going to be enough to address whatever it is going on in your body. So you're very often talking about just pennies per dose. So you're saving actually by not going and buying medications that then, you know, are expired by the time you actually need them again, or not having to go to the doctor and pay the copay and pay the parking and pay the babysitter and take the half day off of work, right? Like you can pretty quickly see how these oils actually are going to save you hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs, especially they can provide us such beautiful preventative care, right? So that we're not going once we're sick, right? We're actually addressing things before we get to a point where we're sick. So that being said, lavender is a great one that I'm not going to go too much into, but it's all things calming. Calms the histamine response in the body if you're having allergies. Calms the mind, calms the skin. Such a beautiful oil. Mandy.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about 3 ways to use our oils. So the first one, and one of the easiest ways, is aromatically. So this actually is one of the fastest ways it gets into our body, right? So I'll science-y you a little bit, right? So it's going to go in your nose and your olfactory nerve is right here. Well, the cool thing about your olfactory nerve is it doesn't have to go to all the other nerves in your body. It just goes like right to your brain. So it's like 30 seconds in your brain, which is going to go right to our limbic system, which is our emotions and our mood. So it can really uplift your mood, right? Depending on what you want to diffuse, change your energy level. It's really awesome. So not only are is it going to hopefully smell wonderful. But when you use your oils in your diffuser, it's actually going to purify and clean the air. So you're getting that double benefit as well. So as well as cleaning the air, it's a great respiratory support too. So another super easy one, if you don't have a diffuser yet, like literally just like opening the bottle and like taking a whiff, right, is like one of the easiest way to do. Super cheap, easy, right? You can drop it on a cotton ball if you need to, make a little room spray. So that's the first way to use your oils, is aromatically. The second way is topically. And this way, there's lots of options here. So I like to dilute my essential oils with coconut oil because for a couple of reasons. So these oils are going to flash off a little bit, so they're volatile. So meaning if you put some oils on your skin, they're going to come off. So if you dilute it with coconut oil, it will actually go deeper into your skin and it will cover larger areas. So say if you have back pain and you wanted to rub it on your back or your hip, right, it's going to like get deeper in there and it's going to cover a wide area. So it's going to be a little bit more effective. Another reason you might want to use coconut oil too is for sensitive skin. So it kind of will help the oils maybe not be so intense, or if you have a spicy oil like peppermint, like we just experienced, right, that one can be really, really intense. Especially I was like almost going to go touch my eye earlier and I was like, don't do it. So if you ever do get that, you can always just grab a little bit of coconut oil and like even dab it around, or honestly, like in a pinch, like vegetable oil or like olive oil even, right? It's not going to kill you. I've gotten peppermint in my eye multiple times and it's just like, you just kind of walk around like this for like 5-10 minutes, right? And be a pirate. So, so topical, it's an easy way to do, right? You can usually apply it to either the area of need or other ways. I like to do it is on the bottoms of your feet. The bottoms of your feet are really porous. And so the oils are going to enter in your system and get in there really fast. It takes about 20 minutes, right, for an essential oil to get throughout your whole body. So another easy way is just either on the back of your neck or down your spine if you just want like general ways to put them. And then the third way to use our oils is internally. It's actually recommended. I only recommend doTERRA's, right? Because what Mary said, they're the only certified pure therapeutic grade oils out there. There's a few different ways to use them internally as well. You could just put them in your water, like in a shot glass. I think that's what the little picture here, you could put them in a shot glass. So like the allergy blend we talked about. Well, we didn't talk about the allergy blend, the lavender. So lavender is going to be a great one for allergies. You could also add lemon and peppermint and just take a little shot of it if you like that. I love citrus oils or lemon in my water throughout the day. It's going to be a great natural detoxer. Actually helps your water taste better, so I want to drink more water, right? So if there's some oils that maybe you don't love the taste of, there's a few that I can think of we're going to talk about. You can make your own veggie caps. So doTERRA sells veggie caps, and you could put a couple drops of oil in there and take them. And then the other way is to do it under your tongue or sublingual, right? So that's going to be a really fast way to get the oils into your bloodstream and have some effects right there. So I would say, I don't even know if this is in my notes, but really too, I think if you're going to have the most powerful effects of using them all three ways too. And that's kind of what we recommend too, is using them aromatically, topically, and then even internally. I think that's where you're going to really see the most benefits of them.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm also a big believer in using all three different ways. And if you guys are not, if you're new to the concept of SFDD, small, frequent, daily doses, that is definitely a thing that we recommend. This isn't like modern medicine, over-the-counter medicine, pharmaceuticals where it's like a huge punch of like intense medication that your body is most likely going to react to and have side effects from. these with plant medicine, we want to use just a little bit at a time. So I'm curious, for those of you that are able to put in the chat, what was maybe the first way that you used an oil, and which oil was it? I would love to hear. So I'm going to give you a minute to put that in the chat before I change on to the next screen. So the first oil that you used, and how did you use it? I will say for me, peppermint was one of my first, and I used it for my headache. And I used to always be like, that's so crazy. I think that helped my headache. But no, that couldn't have been the peppermint, right? That was back when I was kind of a doubter. I think a lot of us start that way. I'm like, no, that didn't really work. That wasn't really what it was. And then I used it again for a headache. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That worked again. And within a few weeks, my kids would know anytime I had a headache, they would go running for the peppermint. So, okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So in full disclosure, I can't actually see the chat. So I'm just hoping you guys did add some things into the chat, and I'm hoping that it will kind of incite some conversation. Okay, so let's talk about lemon. Lemon is one of my favorite. Mandy just went through the 3 different ways to use the oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. Lemon is hands down one of my favorite ways to use my oils internally. It's a wonderful cleanser for the body and also cleanser for the home. And what that means is that lemon, and actually all of the citrus oils, they have these wonderful properties in them that help them break down plastics and petrochemicals. If you put lemon on a plastic bottle or a styrofoam cup, you would actually be able to see visually it breaking down the plastic and the styrofoam. And that's actually why we don't drink out of, like Mandy said, we don't drink out of plastic. We only drink out of stainless steel, and we drink out of glass, because it does have the ability to break down plastics. It's also why it's so great for us to drink it, because it's going to help any of the petrochemicals and the toxins that our bodies absorb and we take in from the environment, or the foods we eat, or the plastics that we store our food in. We take those, we ingest those, and they sit around our organs, and lemon actually helps break those down and flush them out of our body. So also wild orange, lime, tangerine, there are lots of wonderful citrus oils that I would put into this category along with lemon.
Cool. So frankincense is the next oil we're going to talk about. Frankincense is often referred to as the king of oils. I think because it's so versatile, like basically if there's anything going on where you're like, I'm not really sure what oil to reach for, go for your frankincense. So one of the main things that it does is it just helps our body on a cellular level to regenerate in a healthy way. So not be replicating in ways that are sort of spiraling out of control and not actually doing what our body needs to be doing. It is also little computer glitch. It's also exceedingly great for its anti-inflammatory properties. So this one is going to help, if you are finding you've got any kind of pain, I actually love to layer this one with another oil, right? So if you're having any kind of head pain happening, I would layer frankincense and then peppermint over the top. If you're having like back pain, doing frankincense and then deep blue. Also with the carrier oil, again, like Mandy said, that's going to help drive it even deeper. Frankincense is really cool. It's an amplifier. So whatever other oils you're using it with, it's actually going to make them more effective. It is it's a tree oil. It's from the boswellia tree. So it's a resin. And all of the tree oils on an emotional level just really are helping to make us feel grounded and calm. So our central nervous system just responds so beautifully to frankincense. It just really calms and soothes us. And then also it has amazing anti-aging properties. So when you're using it topically as any part of a skincare routine, you will notice that, you know, your skin just feels more youthful. It feels, it doesn't feel quite so tired and dry. So this is a great one to add to any, you know, we've got, doTERRA has like a plain lotion, an unscented lotion, and this is a great one to add to a lotion for your skin. And it's one that, the one other thing that I want to say about it is it's one that I use on a daily basis. I take a drop and put it on the roof of my mouth because it's so nourishing for the brain. So, and putting it there actually helps. So it's one of the very few things that can bridge the blood-brain barrier. So it can actually get into your brain and help nourish your brain. And again, in terms of that inflammation, lowering inflammation, one of the reasons that our cognitive function can decline over time is because we're actually experiencing a certain amount of inflammation. So frankincense, take it internally, use it topically, diffuse it, just do it, use it all the ways.
It's the king of oils. Yeah. So funny I get Digestive because I have a love-hate relationship with Digestive. I hate the way this smells. I think it's like that black licorice phenolly, but like some people love it. And it's funny because I think the why I love it, right? It's all things digestive issues, right? Hence the name Digestive. When I use it, it works so fast that I have literally grown to love it, right? My limbic system like attaches this good memory, like it makes you feel good. And it does. So I'm like, okay, I love it, but I just hate the smell. So it is, I just take a couple drops and rub it on my stomach and literally bloat, overeating. I call this like my Thanksgiving blend oil, right? And which is really cool also, it works both spectrums. So when we use our oils, they are always helping our body get back into balance and homeostasis. So you can use this digestive oil not only for constipation, but for diarrhea. So it's like either spectrum, right, of what you're dealing with, one oil is going to help with that. So it's great for motion sickness. It's great for nausea. You can use it pre-mealtime. You can use it post-mealtime. You can use it, like I said, like I do, I just take a drop and rub it on my stomach. I don't even dilute it sometimes. You definitely could. You could take a little shot glass in water. Like I said, I don't love the taste of this, so you could do that. Luckily, doTERRA conveniently makes this in a pre-capsule for you, so I don't have to taste it, or you could make your own. One that I learned about this, it's new, it's actually also works really good for like congestion and like possibly allergies too, if you actually put it on the bridge of your nose, right? I think of digestion as just like breaking up gunk to like your digestive tract. So it's also could be really good for congestion or allergies or things like that too. What else do I want to say about this one? I think that's it. If anybody else has a thought about it.
Oh, well, I have to say, I could go back, but I love Digestive. But it's really funny that my sister, you know, we come from the same parents. She can't stand the smell because she doesn't like black licorice, and I'm like, I love black licorice, so I'm all about Digestive. One other thing I'll add about Digestive is actually, and I'll say this right now because a lot of people, I'm hearing from a lot of people right now who are struggling with anxiety, or specifically their children their kids, a lot of teenagers right now. And when my daughter went through a season of anxiety, it was Digestive was her oil that she loved to apply to her tummy to settle any anxious nerves that settled there when she was like really worried about something and we were heading to something and she had to go or whatever it was, and they tended to settle right in her stomach. Digestive was really helpful for even that. So even anxiety, which was really cool to learn. Okay, so let's talk.
Can I say one other thing about it, which I just love, is that so it comes as, I can't remember if you said this, Mandy, it comes as a digest tab as well. Did you talk about that?
No, I didn't.
No.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
more of like
Okay.
a calcium base. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
So
like
it's
great
got
for
calcium
liver
carbonate
as
in
well.
it. And it's the one that is the, you know, sometimes the men in our lives are a little kind of late adopters of the oils. That was what did it for my husband. He was like, oh, I see an instant result when I use this in place of heartburn medication. So that's an option too.
Yeah, and it's funny if, since we're chatting, it's funny if you watch the commercials of heartburn medication, how many like side effects there are, and how, you know, they're just like, it could cause this, it could cause this, it could cause this, and then you're like, just try the Digestive tablets. Like, can't we just make commercials about that? Because apparently a lot of people need them. Okay, let's go on to Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is our wonderful blend for soothing achy muscles and joints, if you did not guess that already from seeing it on the screen. And so any sort of soft tissue, muscles, tendons, ligaments, any soft tissue pain that you have, whether it's your neck, or it could be a headache or a migraine, it could be arthritis, it could be back pain, overused muscles, like if you're getting into a new exercise, it could be plantar fasciitis, like any sort of pain in your body is going to be eased by Deep Blue. And all of us for sure have stories and examples and testimonials I could share so many times. I've relied on Deep Blue for pain I was having. I will say this, the reason is because it's got a couple awesome things in this blend. One of them being wintergreen, which is 90% methyl salicylate, and methyl salicylate is a natural pain reliever. So if you think of this as like a topical natural pain reliever, that's what you got. And then the other thing that's really great in it is going to be peppermint, which is, we talked about earlier, peppermint is actually a driver oil. So it's going to drive that wintergreen even more deeply into your tissues. It's got helichrysum in it, which is also wonderful for pain relief. So this is a great natural alternative to a lot of the pain ointments that people are using.
So breathe. If you have breathe, please pull it out, because it's my favorite to do a little party trick with. So if you have breathe, put a drop, just one if you can, in your hand. Oh, nope, I got two. Rub your hands together and then make a little funnel, right? So, and then you can breathe in through your mouth and think about breathing all the way to the bottom of your lungs. I should have said, close your eyes before you do it. Otherwise it gets in your eyes. Okay, so you notice, you feel suddenly like a new person. Now close your eyes and do that same thing, but breathe in through your nose. And my favorite thing about breathe is just how instantaneously you feel like I am legitimately getting more oxygen into my lungs. So this is true, you know, it's going to be really helpful if you're having allergies or issues with any kind of respiratory issues, lung issues. I know people who struggle with asthma who will just, you know, still have their inhaler, but make sure to also have their breathe to be their first line of defense, you know, before exercising. It's a great one to, if anybody's got like runny nose, gunk, you know, it's a great one to have in your diffuser. Because certainly when you can't breathe that well, it doesn't go well to sleep, right? It's much harder to sleep. I know folks who use it along with their like sleep apnea machines to really just help more easy breathing throughout the night. And actually my favorite use, I mean, all of those are, if you need it, those are great ways to use it. But one interesting thing that I have found in my household is that for anxiety, some people, anxiety sits in the stomach. I mean, and it's different for each of us at different times too. But another thing we can find is that it kind of sits in the chest, right? And you feel like it's a little harder to breathe if you're feeling anxious. And so putting a little breathe on your chest actually helps to open things up so that you are in actuality getting more oxygen into your lungs, and that really helps relieve that anxious feeling of not quite being able to breathe deeply enough. So it also, it's I love the oil version, and it also comes as like a breathe stick, so it's almost like you can just, it's an easy one to use with kiddos, like put it on their back or on your chest.
All right, wild orange. This is a awesome citrus oil. It can be used all three ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. It's so good in your water, so yummy. So it's very, I think all citrus oils are very uplifting. This one's really energizing and invigorating. I actually really love it with peppermint combined in my diffuser. I call it kind of like my study focus blend. So if you have, well, kids aren't in school anymore, but maybe if you need them to focus on something, this is going to be a really good one to use as well. So I guess just as we're going into summer with like the citrus oils, just be careful if you put them on your skin though, because some oils can be photosensitive, which means they could burn your skin. Everybody's different, but just stay cautious with putting citrus oils on your skin as we go into summer. So.
I love wild orange. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so we want to take a quick moment and would love to ask you, this is where we like to do a raffle. So if you're hanging with us and you want to have the opportunity to earn a free oil, we're going to draw a name. Would you please grab your phone and text the person who invited you to the class with your top 3 health concerns? So the person that invited you to the class, go ahead and send them a text and let them know what your top 3 health concerns are. Okay, I hope everybody did that. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next slide.
So while doTERRA's essential oils are amazing, super powerful, the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack is actually our most popular product because it is full of essential nutrients, metabolism benefits, and powerful antioxidants, which are all designed to help promote our energy, like good, continuous energy, our health, and truly lifelong vitality. So what most people find is that as they start using this beautiful trio, you tend to find you have more energy, you have fewer just sort of aches and pains, you definitely have less brain fog, and especially if you have any kind of chronic thing going on, any kind of chronic discomfort or autoimmune issues, these make a foundational difference, right? So they are full of all the vitamins and minerals and other nutrients that the body needs to function at its optimal level of wellness. So what it really is going to do is help support a healthy inflammatory response, right? So keeping inflammation low unless our body really needs it to recover from an injury, helping with our immune function, helping with our hormonal balance, really nourishing our nervous system, our cellular health, all kinds of things. So it's going to be a great one for stress management. You'll find as you're taking these that the boat doesn't rock quite as easily, right? You certainly have your cardiovascular health is going to be benefited. So there's three components to it. There's the Microplex VMZ, which are the multivitamin and mineral component to the trio. Then there's the Alpha CRS, which is really like jam-packed with antioxidants and things you need to support cellular energy and health and truly longevity. And then the Xe Omega is all your, not just omega-3s, but your omega-6s and 9s, and also includes 9 different essential oils. And one thing I will say about this is that it's sort of like the oils, the essential oils that we talk about actually work better in conjunction with this beautiful trio of oils. And it's actually the only product that doTERRA has where they are so certain that it is gonna make a difference for you that there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So basically, if you don't notice feeling better in some way after 30 days, they will refund your money.
I think I noticed the biggest difference when I stopped taking it for a while. I was like, oh, so that's always interesting too. So pay attention to that. Okay, so 3 ways to get these oils is 1, you can pay retail, but we don't want you to do that. Nobody's going to do that. It's the most expensive. Really, you're only going to pay retail if you're like at a chiropractic or a spa or something like that. So the second way is to get your wholesale account. So think of this kind of like your Costco membership. You get everything at 25% off retail, which is awesome. It's the best price. Well, not the best price, because number 3, that's really the best price. So you have your wholesale account, so you already get your 25% below retail, but you're also doTERRA is going to reward you by giving you free products and free points to buy products with that you want. So it is the best way. It is the cheapest way. It's the only way I buy my oils, and hope you do too. So I'm going to talk about how we get them. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay, so when you get started with our community, and some of you may already have oils in your home, but let me just tell you really quickly what we are really committed to as a community, because it is one of the things that 100% differentiates us. And so when a new customer gets started with us, we always make sure they get an amazing welcome packet. We make sure that they have all the tools that they need to really get started and using their oils and incorporating them into their daily routine and regimen and family habits. We also offer a free personal consultation. So we can do these if you only have a 30-minute block of time, or we can do them in a 60-minute block of time. And we really want to sit with you and help you open up the oils, teach you how to use each and every one, because a lot of the information we offered in this class, you might forget all the ways to use Breathe, for example. So we really go through all the different ways and how to use your oils, and also set up different protocols for you specifically based on your own health concerns and health goals that you might have. So you have access to a free VIP education group that is actually private. And it is several thousand people where you can go ask questions. You'll get lots of different recommendations and ideas and thoughts and personal opinions on how to use this for that, and how do I use something for high blood pressure, and any question you have, you can go on there and ask, and you're going to find tons of answers from lots of oil users around the world. We do lots of community giveaways. We like to do at least one a month in there. And they're typically pretty good giveaways. So right now, I think it's a Rose Touch and the Aspire blend, maybe. I think that's what it was, if I remember right. So they're pretty awesome, and you get access to those. And then you get ongoing support. So when you simply buy oils off of Amazon or off of eBay, number 1, you don't know that they are actually oils from doTERRA because doTERRA doesn't permit their oils being sold by any other like third-party vendor besides doTERRA. So there have been stories, and I know a couple people who have gotten a bottle of doTERRA oil that said doTERRA, but then when they opened it up, it was clear that it was not, or it was clear that it had water added to it in one case. And then you also get the ongoing support. So we are truly, as I said in the beginning, fully committed to setting you up for success with your new oils. We also have an amazing community of people all over the place who just want you to be healthy. And so when you're with like-minded people, you know, they say, who are you spending the most of your time with, and who are the top 5 people you spend your time with? If health is a goal for you and that's something that you want to move forward in your life, you got to hang out with healthy people and people that have the same goals and the same intentions. And it's a pretty amazing crew of people. So those are some of the things we offer you, and of course, so much more.
Sorry. So let's talk about the kits and the best way to get started. Oftentimes, if there is a kit that suits your needs pretty well, it's really gonna serve you the best, because remember when Mandy mentioned that you can get oils below wholesale? This is how you do it. So when you buy a pre-bundled kit, which is always going to include some of the most popular oils, this kit is actually going to not only include the cost of enrollment, which is a $35 fee that's then just waived, but the price of the oils themselves then drops below wholesale. So the kit here is the Healthy Start Kit, which is our top 10 oils. Oftentimes what we refer to as our medicine cabinet oils, along with a Brevity diffuser, which is super sweet and works great. So this kit has oils for immune support, for digestive support, sleep support, pain, cleaning your home, cleaning your body, right? Detoxing. Great oils for nourishing your skin and your scalp, oils for respiratory support, and so much more. This is just a really good way to get started.
Okay, so the Healthy Habits Kit, this one is just awesome. If you remember what Mary said about the Lifelong Vitality Pack, if you are just really looking to make a change, especially from the inside out, this is the one that you probably want to get started with. The Healthy Habits Kit includes the Lifelong Vitality, so the 3 trio supplements that you see here, right? So if you're dealing with pain, inflammation, stress, gut stuff, those are going to be really supportive to stress as well. But in addition, the 2 that we didn't talk about is the TerraZyme, which is our digestive enzyme. So that's going to actually help break down food that we eat, help our bodies get the most nutrients out of it. And then our PB Assist is our pre and probiotic. So that one's an awesome one. It's double encapsulated too, I believe. So it's going to get down where it needs to get down. So it's going to help your gut the best. It's an awesome, awesome supplement. I take it every day, and I notice when I don't take it and it's not comfortable. Let me tell you that. So then you're also going to get Deep Blue. So we didn't mention that it actually comes in a lotion form as well. And this was my husband's like gateway drug to doTERRA. He's like, oh, I need that Deep Blue, and I need it like throughout the house. So this is going to be just like the oil, except it's going to be in a lotion form. So again, if you have aches and pains and discomfort, I personally love putting the oil on and then putting the rub on top of it. It's a little bit more intense. That's how I like to use it. And then you're going to get some 5 ml bottles of oils. So lemon, great in your water, onguard, our immunity blend, frankincense, great for nervous system and brain health. Lavender is going to be super calming. And then we didn't talk about balance. I don't believe either, but balance is a wonderful grounding blend. It has some beautiful tree oils in it, and it's super supportive and just really takes the stress away. I love it on the couple drops on the bottom of my feet in the morning, just to help me kind of like start the day like really grounded, get off to a great start. It was one of the first oils that I ever experienced, and it was just wonderful. So this is an awesome kit. And I think this one qualifies for the free promo, but I can't remember how many that is. No, not this one.
It doesn't.
We'll talk about that free promo.
Yes, exactly. And how you can get it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Healthy Essentials kit is actually our most popular kit. It's our best-selling kit. And the reason is because it includes all of our kind of top 10 oils, really the most popular oils that are going to be supportive for sleep and stress and emotions and mood and digestive issues and pain and inflammation and what did I miss? Calming. I mean, just it covers really everything that you're going to need. You're probably going to find yourself using all 10 of these oils every single day. That's why they're in this kit and so good. So all 10 of those in their large size 15 ml bottles, except you'll see that the deep blue only comes in the 5 ml. So note that. But then it also comes with the petal diffuser. And this kit is actually $249, and it's a great price point for all 10 of those oils plus the petal, and that is why it's the most popular kit.
Our Healthy Home kit is basically if you're like, okay, I am ready to make over my house and really be deliberate about removing toxins, because we actually find there is evidence that the inside of our homes is actually more toxic than the environment outside often. And that's due to things like, Glade plugins and our toxic cleaning products, and also many of the products that we're using on our bodies, our self-care products, are oftentimes really not great for us. So this Healthy Home kit includes, in addition to the top 10 medicine cabinet oils that were in that very first kit I talked about, it has that same Brevity diffuser, but then it's also got a bunch of additional products that are going to help clean the home. So that's things like the OnGuard Cleaner Concentrate, which actually like a little bit goes a long way. I use it for all my cleaning needs, and then I just customize as the situation calls for, right? Like I might add a little lemon if it's a particularly like grubby, gunky situation, or I might add a little tea tree because it's so antifungal for cleaning my bathroom. So it's really easy to customize using these. Then the other thing is that I love about it is oftentimes I feel like when people are going a non-toxic route, sometimes they feel like, well, what am I left with? I'm left with like baking soda and vinegar, and I really don't want my house to just smell like vinegar, right? So this is such a great way to feel like things are really clean and they smell good too. There's foaming hand soap, which is beautiful. I mean, just getting on guard all the ways, right? Supporting your immune system in all of the things as you go through your day. There's a On Guard hand sanitizer spray, as well as an On Guard toothpaste, and it is my favorite. The toothpaste is incredible. My dentist loves it. I know many other dentists who also are like, have been very favorably impressed by this. So again, like you're just getting on guard all the ways is such a good idea. And then this kit also includes a shampoo and conditioner, which include several essential oils, which are going to keep your hair looking really like shiny and healthy and kind of growing well. So love this kit.
Oh, okay. Well,
Right.
I don't know what just happened there, but we went really quickly through a couple slides, but that's okay. That's okay. I can't easily go back, you guys. I don't know. Yeah, it just, oh, okay. Oh, I did it. Okay. Take it away, Mandy. Sorry.
Thanks, guys. We're just bearing with us all tonight. Okay, so there's 3 types of people in doTERRA. So the first person is one who want to just live the natural lifestyle. So most of us start here. I started here for years and years, and I was just using the products. And most people who sign up with doTERRA, have their products, they kind of fall into this category. But after a while, you start using the products, you start realizing all the things they're doing. So you're going to want to share that maybe, with your friends, with your family. You're thinking, oh my gosh, so-and-so needs this oil and they need this oil, right? I think it's just kind of what we naturally do when we find things that we love. So if you kind of fall into this category, you could possibly get your oils paid for if you want. And so that's a nice option to have. And the third person that we find in doTERRA is one that want to build as a business or earn an income and really make an impact. And if that's you, it's easy to do. We have amazing support, and it's totally possible. So I'm gonna say, if you, is this where we text too? I'm a little thrown off because of our message.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Think about, right? If you're on the call, think about, are you a 1, 2, or a 3, right? Are you just kind of I want to live this lifestyle, a 1? Do I want to share it, a number 2? Or do I want to learn more about maybe possibly building this and really sharing this message and making an income? Are you number 3, right? So if you are a 1, 2, or 3, well, you're hopefully one of them at least, right? Because you're on this call. So I want you to text the person that invited you to the class and just let them know that, so then we can at least best support you as we go forward. So.
Okay, so we're going to give you a second to text the person that invited you, whether you are somebody that just simply wants to live and love the oils, incorporate them into your wellness lifestyle, or if you're somebody that is interested in sharing oils, which is a lot of fun, and getting your own monthly oil order paid for, or if you're someone that is more interested in earning a larger income, a supplemental or replacement income, and making an impact. So while we let you have a moment for that, you guys, it's 7 o'clock here in Portland, and the healthcare at 7 at Portland, clapping for the healthcare workers. I have it programmed on my Alexa to go off every day at 7 and remind us so we go outside, and it's going off right now. I'm hoping that somebody in my family will go turn it off. Okay, so I gave you enough time, right, to text the person. So I want to move on to, yeah, it's going fast. The joy of sharing oils. And if you were a 1 out of those 3 options, you are welcome to leave the call now. If you want to, we want to take a couple minutes because we get a lot of questions about the joy of sharing oils, and we would love to talk to you about why doTERRA and why now. So if you are 1, you're welcome to say goodbye, we thank you, and express our gratitude for you being here. If you're a 2 or a 3, go ahead and hold on. We're going to have another conversation that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So
can I just say too, if anyone had questions
thank you.
That just about the oils that didn't get answered,
I'm going to go turn off my alarm.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about the oils or other product questions, please feel free to unmute yourself at this point, and we can answer any questions that might have not been answered in the class. I just want to point out how cool it is that there's a Mary with an I, another Mary with an I, and a Marisol. When does that ever happen?
That's true. That is pretty cool. I was noticing that too, Mary.
Yeah. Cool. So awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, let's get going to the next slide. Why doTERRA? Why now? Well, there are many reasons, but we put a few of them down here for you. number one, it's that doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. So we actually do have the most customers, and that is because they are the most tested and most trusted oils in the market. And Mary went over this in the beginning of the class, that doTERRA isn't just putting a little bit of oil in here and filling it up with other additives and other adulterations like terpenes or chemicals to fill up this bottle. They are truly committed to purity, and only including above organic oils in these bottles, so that we can completely trust their potency and their purity. And they're also sourcing the oils from around the world where those plants grow best and where they are the most medicinal and the most therapeutic. And because of that, many of us use them like medicine in our homes for preventative care and for treatment of issues that come up as well. They're used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. I could give you a whole list of them, but they are really the most trusted oils, and lots of different practitioners from all kinds of different modalities incorporate doTERRA into their oils. I know many here where I live in Portland that doTERRA oils are part of their protocols and prescriptions that they offer to their clients and their patients. They are ethically and sustainably sourced. That's a big thing, is that they are actually fair trade in their oils. And that is amazing that they are following those fair trade requirements and regulations for pain. The people that are sourcing the oils, planting, distilling them, harvesting them, paying them above what other essential oils companies do, and also making sure that they are cooperative situations, so that they have bargaining rights, so that the growers who are in Nepal or Madagascar are able to say what their needs are, what they need to earn, what they want to earn, what they deserve. And doTERRA listens and works directly with them to make sure that everyone is being served on both sides of the bottle. So again, they work directly with all the farmers, as I just described. There are 120 markets open in the world, and more are opening every year. Soon we will be adding Thailand as a market, and India is actually coming within the next couple of years. We're excited for that as well. The compensation plan is absolutely genius. They've created a compensation plan that has massive potential for residual income. And if you're familiar with residual income, that's when you do the work one time and you continue to get paid on it over and over and over and over again for many, many years to come, and potentially the rest of your life. And furthermore, these are actually organizations and companies that are able to be handed down and passed down to the future generation. So if you have a child, they can actually inherit your doTERRA income, which is really cool. So we have a very high retention rate of 65%. This is unheard of in the direct selling and industry. We are privately owned. doTERRA will never go public. That's really important and key to their success, I believe. We have an amazing, incredible ownership team who's very transparent and is always on stage and answering questions and very accessible to us. And then last but not least, we're very debt-free. I don't know if I should have included the word very, but we are debt-free with no outside funding. And actually, the story behind that is really interesting if you're ever fascinated by the executives piling their money, mortgaging their homes, and piling their money together to actually open up doTERRA because they had a vision for what it could do in the world. So it's a pretty awesome company.
Here's an example of, or just a snapshot of not our whole team, but a big, like there's people from all over the country, probably all over the world in this picture. And obviously they're all super healthy and happy. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want to be part of that?
Okay, so some questions you may have as we've kind of talked about this is, well, how do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this work for me? And what do I do? What do we do next? So I'm going to break that down in the next slide, or is this the slide?
Yeah, this is the slide. The basics are that we sample, we
Right.
teach others about natural solutions, we help them get oils, and then we support them no matter where they fall in the spectrum of 1, 2, or 3. We have a large community of product users that we love to support and educate. And we have an amazing group of people interested in growing the aspect of the business side as well. So yeah, lots of amazing opportunities and fun opportunities too. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the screen.
So the income potential is really fairly limitless. There's there's a range where you're able to basically just pay for your product, and that's looking at elite or maybe premier to be really comfortably paying for your product. There is, and you're looking at an income of anywhere from $300 a month to 1,000 a month, in that range kind of. And then there you could be supplementing your income, being striving for silver or gold or even platinum. This really starts to help make life a little easier, make paying off bills feel just a little smoother. So here you're looking at making a couple thousand all the way up to thousands, 15,000, like 10,000 a month. And then you could certainly replace your income. That's very doable. And we know people, there are people in our community who are doing this. So it's not some pie in the sky dream. It really is, a true possibility. And like I said earlier, your potential really is limitless here. It's all about how much you're willing to invest in terms of time and energy. Should I take it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So in terms of time, like I said, it's up to you how much time and energy you want to invest. So if you're wanting to just get your oils paid for, it's actually a pretty minimal investment of time and energy. You're looking at 3 to 5 hours a week. Supplementing your income, you're going to look at more like between 5 and 15 hours a week. And then if you want to replace your income, you're still only looking at not even a 40-hour work week, right? Because this is designed to kind of accommodate life as well, right? Nobody in doTERRA is working 80-hour work weeks because we've got families, we've got other interests, we've got life to live and not just to be worked. So really whatever you're willing to put in is what you will get back out.
All right, so could this work for me? Really what we just ask is, are you passionate about essential oils? Are you passionate about natural healthcare? If you answer yes to that, yep, it can work for you. Do you love people? I hope so. You'd have to say yes to that. It would be really hard to do this if you didn't enjoy working with people. I'll be honest about that one. And thirdly, can you follow a system and get things done? Because we actually do follow a really clear and clean laid out system. And it's pretty simple. We just do the same things over and over and over. And that is that we prepare with our own education, our own experiences with the oils. We invite people to get to learn more. We present to them, which is what we're doing right now, presenting in a class. We enroll them, so we get started, and then we support them. We support them as a customer. So it's just following that system over and over and over.
All right, so what is the next step? So the first thing you have to think of is, do you already have a wholesale account? Yes. Then all you need to do is go in and upgrade yes. If you have a wholesale account, yes, upgrade your account to a wellness advocate, which is free. And then make sure you have 100 PV point value loyalty rewards order set up. That's how you qualify to earn commissions. And if not, then, let's get your kit picked out and set up an LRP that works for you. Next is reach out for help. We have an amazing community with awesome leaders that we just want to support you, and we're all here for you and cheering you on. It's just awesome. So we will plug you into all of that training and resources, and it's all free, which is amazing. And then the very first step is start making your list of people that you know that needs these oils and these products in your life. So make your list and then just start communicating with them and offering them samples and solutions and supporting them. And that's really what it is, over and over, just like Emily said. It's easy.
So the only thing keeping you from what you want is your story about why you can't have it. And that's the end of our presentation for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We really feel grateful that you made the time to spend with us. And we'd love to open it up to any questions you might have right now. Or if you have any feedback for us before you go, please go ahead and maybe tell us one thing you learned tonight, or one thing you'd like to know more about.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and stop the recording as well, so we can talk a little more freely and openly. And